Hello, it's me, playing this game. So you know the backlog wheel? Well, I bought this anyways, so I have to beat it in one sitting, or the backlog wheel will have no effect. Therefore, this game will be beaten.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Gonna turn that up, I'm pretty sure.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It's very cut and dry. I've already gone over this.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
If
You
the
make your
world
way
will
up
end,
the short path to the cabin.
you have
You'll
to.
find the princess within.
Very simple.
Warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
And why didn't whoever wanted to get her killed
The
kill her?
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Did we really walk here with no blade?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the
that was
princess
my
and
hand?
save the world without it.
It's a weird hand.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stair.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You know, this narrator is starting to sound a bit suspicious.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we should. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward.
You're trying to make
Your
your
grip on the
case.
blade tightening as
You're
you
doing
steel
it pretty
your resolve.
badly.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
She's being far too overconfident to try and sway him away, so...
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other? Then I'm not talking to you.
You know, I thought I could just click that button. It's very simple. It's a very simple button to click. And that probably ends the game, and I would love that. Probably off guard. She has a free hand. What could it do?
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
I was told it would save the world, but narrator's being confusing, princess is being confusing, and this guy thinks talking's the right answer.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You better finish your task quickly before you run out of time. With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse.
I don't think a knife fight's ever gonna be a good idea.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
this narrator making
it
clones?
will be the end of the world. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again. Stabbed to death.
Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Terrible. Terrible thing.
I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job.
Exactly.
You'll do just fine. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first time, you and I.
Sure.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Well, I did a bit.
We did exactly what you said. Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I should be held accountable for what supposedly happened.
Sure.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and Now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds
I'm not
pretty
so sure about
consequence-free
that.
to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess,
the
what would
description.
have happened to everyone in the place you left?
The description did say there are no time loops. So,
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
no, I don't think
At
so.
least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip. You'll save the world in no time at all.
Yes, yes.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
This guy clearly doesn't know
Couldn't be
who she
more
is.
on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
If all we have is a knife, could we shoot her with the knife? I'm
The
just
interior
saying.
of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's
Does he
riding
know
on this.
what dying to her is like?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against
Whoa.
the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I don't know about that.
Feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her.
Maybe we could convince
done to
her.
us.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. But you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
This guy thinks he has
Her
the perfect
grating
plan,
voice carries up the stairs.
so we shouldn't listen to him.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Yeah, I'm not trusting that.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
If we throw it, we would miss, and she
What
would
are
catch
you
it and throw
waiting
it back, and we would
for?
die.
You are here to rescue me, right? A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death?
You're
I
sweating.
don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Sure.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her
Well,
hands
her
from behind
sleeves
her
are
back.
up.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too. Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Practically. Practically. Like I would do that.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere
Chapter's
secret.
called The Razor, and I don't trust you.
Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
I'm sorry?
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
I don't know if revealing we know what happened is a good idea, because then she'll just know. Nobody has to die? Absolutely not. What is this supposed to do? You joking? Well, you see, it could be under your leg. So we're looking for something.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you.
How
would
different?
you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything.
Did
Thinks
look like
he
a
can tell me to
talon.
get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
There are many reasons why you would judge me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Let's see.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. Do you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
No.
I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
I'm sorry. But...
That doesn't sound like me.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. It's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that loop back to the start. Someone else has to remember. Right?
Yeah, her.
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not...
Well, if she's so
dimensional
dangerous, why can...
time travel, or whatever it is you think you're doing.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here? Right now.
You
Both
know,
of us normal
you
and
know.
unstabbed.
You're calling yourself normal.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
I don't want
We're
to
clearly
get stuck
still
again,
figuring out
Mr.
our
Narrator.
angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No. I have my dignity. Fine. And will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
That's funny. You're funny. I'm not dead, so I can't have died. Would I just lie?
Yeah.
Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
You.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room. Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now. Make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust, but your focus is
Well.
broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers at first, then yours.
Hehe.
Ow!
Well.
What did she even hit us with? You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been
thigh?
nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
I'm sorry?
You're going to die now.
Yes, we are.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Why aren't you upset about this?
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? I feel dizzy.
Oh, well.
Oh ho ho ho!
Yeah.
I guess I... Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works.
Really?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
Hunt it.
Good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction.
Why'd you lie to us?
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, pristine blade perched.
We take it.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
We'll win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Well,
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic.
so we stepped onto
An
a ramp and didn't
unintentional and
look.
unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Oh, we could have just left? Oh, you're joking.
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again. Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad
Nothing.
has come
Shut
of
it.
it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. People there matter.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Then, let's see. This won't happen. This? She won't let that happen. This is stupid. This is not going to work, at least right now. You're right, we're panicking. Let's beat her to it. That's exactly what happened last time. Think of something
Yeah,
better.
That's right, we just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
It's very bold. Do you
You
like
don't
it?
have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight.
She skewers you.
Ow! What a surprise!
Yeah. We don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die?
You're on a...
Think happened.
No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No
Four.
wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess
do we
advances.
have to stab
Okay.
her?
Whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stab. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
That's
We
not
don't
a
need
very
any
good
other
idea.
voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. As long as we keep moving.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan. Now.
Plan? Let's see.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
Then you skewer yourself.
What?
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh. That didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
What's the point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet.
Okay.
You gotta keep going.
Doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, let's go again.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
She skewers you.
You're cute.
See? We're getting better.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it?
Are there more blades?
Last. You're right. One last time. That's all we need. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Then everything goes dark, and you die.
Yes. Does she want to get out of here? We can't. Well,
Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Ho-ho! What if? Throw it out the window.
I don't think we can win that
my
way.
dead body. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
Sure, I can think of a better way to die.
Yeah, they're all the same, really.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only...
It's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of it. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
Ditch.
But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
I'm
I'm
afraid
not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Do we have any choices?
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now?
Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
Yeah, me too.
I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would
So
like
what
to
if we
hear
stab the
describe
narrator?
her new thing.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. Then it erupts. It becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls.
But why do you want to be a knife
In the center
monster?
of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
That is the weak point, though. Poke.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy
No.
shit!
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes! Behold!
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
That looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Now I don't see how we can dodge all of the other knives to get past those knives to stab between the
We're
knives.
screwed.
But I'm sure
I
we
quit.
can.
I'm done. Forget it.
This
All right,
is all
sir?
just a
What just happened? It's so quiet.
That's mean.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once. You're incredible.
Since when were we a magical swordsman? Bird thing? Ooh. Let us see.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. How can the world have ended if we are talking? I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I don't know.
Everything, until we meet again. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.